We're rolling. So, album's out.
Yes.
Out like a AF. It's out as AF.
Out like a firecracker.
Firecracker. I thought I was gonna say as boo. So it's been how many years?
You mean since we've been working together?
Yeah.
Probably close to 10, going on 10.
It don't even seem like it's been that long.
I think we started working together in 2009.
2009.
Somewhere around.
And I keep telling the story how we met wrong.
You are, but
I could have swore I asked you could I do your album, but you said
No.
you said that's not what I said.
no. You said you were a rapper, but you also did rock.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, like you could feel that we kind of had a similar vibe, and we should know each other.
Yeah, I was right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I remember looking up on the stage and you was belting some damn note. Who is this woman? Oh man. So yeah, like we did Breathe. That was the first joint we did together.
Believe me, the heat is coming, it's eating your stomach till you can see the heat in your vomit, motherfucker.
Powers are much stronger than what they appear to be, and you ain't got much longer. That man can let me free.
And I don't know if you know it, but it catapulted me.
Yeah, but I don't even know. I can't even say honestly if that's the first song we did together. I think that's the first song we released together. We may have been making music before that.
I think that was it. We might have started on the project first.
Okay.
But the first thing that was released was
Breathe, yeah.
And I remember like
No, it
when
was
it came
huge.
out, it was a great video, but
Yeah.
people kept saying, "Who is she?" On the inside, I was like, "What about me?" But yeah, it was like it was so impactful, and to date, people say, "Man, that's your best everything," and I know that it wouldn't have been had I not had you on there.
Thank you.
Yeah, so that's dope.
Thank you.
Gave me a career. High five. Booyah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Then we started working on this album. That was a hell of an experience
And why do you say it like that?
because I realized how much I didn't know working on this.
Oh, well, okay. Well,
Yeah, I learned how much I didn't know, and I had to grasp it. I had to get it, or it wasn't going to be right.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's what I wanted to ask you. Like, what was it about? Because you started off. I mean, you're a rapper. You're a producer, many things. But being a rapper, like, what drew you to want to experiment with rock and roll for yourself and for other artists?
For myself, I fell in love with like Nirvana, Blind Melon, all of this stuff from the 90s. I love 90s alternative film.
I think there's like a common theme with Black people in general too. That didn't necessarily get into rock and roll. Like they still liked that music, like those bands, Nirvana and Cranberries, like those type of bands. Black people, whoever were really into it.
Yeah. Like I fell in love with that stuff, and then I always, anytime something is normal, I hate it. And I just naturally hate it because it just seems like everybody's just trying to be something. And for whatever reason, when I started doing rock, I just felt free from everything.
Okay.
So I just gravitated more and more and more. And the more I got into it, the more I wanted to make it authentic. And I just couldn't because I didn't know what the hell I was doing. So this album gave me the opportunity to learn how to play better, to learn how to mix this stuff, because it's a whole different world mixing this kind of music.
Yeah.
So that's what it was. Like it's just
For me, like my experiences, like before I met you, were I mean, I've been doing this for a very long time, for probably 20 years professionally before I even met you.
Wow.
I mean, I've been in a popular kiddie group when I was 8, and started going back and forth to New York at a really young age, like 13, 14, 15. And it's like people always wanted me to sound like, they got that I liked rock and I was playing the type of music that I wanted to reference. Like, this is what I want to sound like. And it was either they tried to make me sound too folk, like too indie songwritery, or I mean, just not what I wanted to sound like. It wasn't necessarily bad. It just wasn't what I had in mind for myself.
Right.
And I'm glad that I never like succumbed to the pressure of that, because I don't know, like when we first started working together, it was like, this is what I've been trying to convey all this time. Like this, like, you know, and even though you may not have felt 100% comfortable with what we were doing, you know, as far as like, you know, mixing or, you know, the instruments or whatever, like it was exactly what I had been looking for.
Wow. That's crazy. She was looking for this, I was looking for that, and it happened to be the same damn thing. But what I always say that it was a hell of an experience, not only because of the mixing and the mastering and all that, but like the way we wrote the songs. It was generally we was having a conversation.
We'd be talking about
into a song.
Yeah, we'd be talking about something.
And then some of my favorite nights we didn't write or record anything. Yeah. You would come through the record and then we get to this long conversation, and it was just like best friend in the building. Like it was so great, man. And I don't know, that whole experience of being able to vibe with somebody, learn them and shit, learn about myself just through all of that.
And I would say, I think that also is why it's complicated, is such an ebb and flow of things, because we would discuss so many things, so many different things that we ended up writing about. And, you know, it was real life. You know, it may not necessarily been about me, or it may not necessarily have been about you. But, you know, it's like very authentic stories. And I think that we weave them together very well. And like I said, while it's not necessarily telling my story or necessarily your story, it's telling like a general story that I think people can really grasp.
One of the songs that trips me out on how it came about is me confessing my curiosity of cocaine.
Lord have mercy.
But being too scared to ever try it, which I'll never do. And just confessing and talking about that, and it turned into a song. You know? Yeah. And it's just crazy. It's just crazy. Everything's crazy because I'm just thinking about all of them nights we were drinking and just didn't do nothing but just laugh. Man.
Or I mean, like, you know, something would happen. Like I can remember sometimes we come over to write and I'm like, I don't got nothing tonight. You like, all right, well, I'm gonna work on some music. And then you send me home with the music. I'm like, oh, okay, I came back and I listened to it. And then, you know, and I wrote this and. Yeah, I mean, it. You know, it was a big time vibe. Yeah, and everything, you know, we may not have used. Like I don't even know if that's true. I feel everything. I feel like it was one thing, but that might not be true.
Every single song. It's only one thing we've done together that did not get used. I love the hook, but I hated everything else. It said. I'm here to rule the world. No. And I'm riding shotgun.
Oh, yeah. But that was something I was writing for you.
Yeah, and it never got used. I love the hook.
Yeah. I can't even remember. I know I gotta have it written down somewhere, but I can't remember it.
And so out of everything we've ever done, we literally used it. And how often, the only other time I remember in history where people used every song was Michael Jackson and Quincy Jones. It was two songs that they didn't use.
Oh, I don't even know that story.
Yeah, Michael Jackson and Quincy Jones, when they made Off the Wall.
Oh, okay.
Every song that was composed.
They used it?
They used it.
Oh, yeah.
Except for two.
Yeah.
So, that's crazy. All the time they used, it worked.
I think that also because sometimes while you were able to use music that you had composed previously, before we started working on that record, like, you know, if you had started working on something new or from something that you used before, I'm like, you know, I felt able to tell you, like, I don't like this part, or it should be, you know. So I think that in that aspect, we may not have used it, but if we wanted to change it, we could. Like, it just didn't fit the vibe.
Yeah, everything got revamped.
Yeah,
everything got revamped. Like, it was important that this album sound what would be considered to be perfect to us.
Yeah.
It was super important.
Well, I mean, shit, it took long enough. It wasn't an option.
Man, you was not lying. Jesus. So what is one of your most memorable moments while working on this album?
I'm trying to think of it. I'm probably gonna have to say going through music that you had already done before, like something from an album, something from that didn't make one of your albums, and you played me Limbo. And I was like that embodied everything that I wanted the album to sound like. There are a ton of different type of tracks on the record, but like Limbo was like it for me. I was like, yes, this is what I feel. Like, this is who I am. Like, that was it.
It was so crazy because I was just thumbing through some stuff, and that mug had like the worst guitars, fake keyboard guitars in it, and you was like, yes, that's it.
Oh, and on top of that, with Limbo, when the vocals on that recording, like, I was sick, and you were like, I like the way you sound right now. You were like, sing it.
You was. You're right. You're right.
Yep, those vocals on Limbo, I was not 100% well.
One of my most memorable moments was I was sitting at the house sick as hell. Like one of the most sickest days I've ever been. And you just came over and brought me some soup.
Yeah.
You was like a half hour away and brought me some soup.
I remember. I can't remember what I was doing, but I do remember that.
Yeah, you had shit to do and you brought me some soup and you was like, don't ever think I don't love you, motherfucker.
That wasn't the kicker either. Despite his name being Beanz, he doesn't like beans, like to eat them. And I made some, I was coming over to work and I made some tuna and noodles and I put peas and carrots in it. And I got over there with this big bowl of tuna and noodles for him and he was like, I ain't gonna eat the beans. And I sat there and I picked out every last piece of that tuna and noodles. It was about to get wasted.
So now it's like,
again, if you think I don't love you, shut up.
Yeah, whenever we have any kind of disagreement, you be like, don't think I don't love you.
Don't think I don't love you.
I'm like, man, I'll never forget that. You brought me soup and took the peas.
Yes, I did. Oh, yes, man. I did. I handpicked them. Well, not handpicked them, but I picked them out one by one.
Yeah, I would have to say that I'm very appreciative that we was able to do this album together, and I'm more appreciative of the friendship that we developed.
Yeah.
Like, that's just awesome on top of awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I can, trust you with my ideas, and it's a good feeling to know that you trust me as well with, things you're trying to convey. Like, you're not a singer, but like you knew what type of album you wanted to make, and you entrusted me with that, and for that I'm grateful as well.
Yeah, so now it's out here. Y'all get to enjoy it. I don't know if y'all can get what we got. We got the experience.
We tried our best to make sure they do though.
Yeah, this album's the shit. High five. Love you to death.
Love you too, bro.
You the shit.
Thank you, you the shit.
Booyah.
Boo.